Hi, my name is Sasha. Welcome back to Sasha Reads, and this is my June TBR. Now, for the month of June, I have a lot of readathons I'm participating in. I wasn't going to participate in any because I'm like, I don't want the stress. And then last night, I'm like, fuck it. So I'm in 4 now. I've got the Dessert-athon. I've got the Not Safe for Workathon. I've got clearursht, and I'm doing the 2022 Pride Month bingo that Taylor Reads is hosting on Instagram. There's a bingo board for the Pride one and for clearursht. I'm going to try and do a blackout for clearursht, but probably not because I couldn't find 1 or 2 prompts. And like for clearursht, I'm trying to read books that I've owned and I haven't bought, like that I bought before 2022, because clearursht is always about trying to get your own physical TBR down. Dessert-athon is a readathon all about desserts, based on desserts. I'm on the Pastry Pirates team, which is the recipe apple turnover, which if you know me at all, if you go to a bakery with me, I will either get the apple turnover or I'll get the some sort of meringue, like lemon meringue. There was like a passion fruit meringue when I went to the Gamari bakery the other day. Oh, that was delicious. Apple turnover with cream is like my go-to. That team is all about like reading adventure books or pirate books. I haven't really got many adventure books or pirate books on my TBR, but they're sort of adventure-y. And you get points and stuff. And I'll link all that down below. Not Safe for Workathon is hosted by Pages with Paige. I'll host all that down below, post all of that down below as well. I haven't decided a set TBR for that yet, but I picked out all my prompts that I'm going to do. I rolled a d20 and I'm like, this is the prompts that I'm gonna get. I rolled a 19 and then I did a random generator random number generator for what prompts to pick, and I will go through them with you. Thankfully, because I had like 13 or 14 books on my set TBR, I'm like, I don't want to read 19 books, like I need to find 5 more books, but I don't, because the random number generator was very kind to me and gave me lots of the non-reading prompts. And then the 2022 Pride bingo board from Taylor Reads, I'll link that down below. I'm only going to try and get bingo 1 down or like 1 across. I'm not going to try and get blackout because I'm trying to read mostly owned books this month. I have a whole bunch of library books still need to read. Not going to talk about them. A bunch of books from my TBR last month I didn't read. I'm not going to talk about them. This is very tentative, okay? I'm just going to say that. Tentative TBR, because I could change my mind because I might want to read some smut on my KU, because it's just how I am. Let's start off with my Dessert-athon TBR. So like I said, I'm on the Pastry Pirates team, which is reading what's like adventure books. So I'm trying to do the apple turnover recipe, and the first prompt is puff pastry. So read a hyped book, and I'm going to be reading I Kissed Shara Wheeler by Casey McKiston. This is also my buddy read with Abby from Abby Lucy, the book lover of the month. This is about this girl, I think her name is Chloe, and she kisses Shara Wheeler, and then the next day Shara Wheeler vanishes, and it finds out that Chloe's not the only person that Shara Wheeler kissed. She also kissed 2 other people. And so those 3 all go on a journey to try and find Shara Wheeler. Apparently it's very John Green-esque, but also has Casey McKiston's like humor and vibes going on. So I'm pretty excited to pick up their YA debut. The next prompt is flower. Read something from my favorite genre. I'm going to be reading Radiance by Grace Draven. This is a fantasy romance. I like fantasy, I like romance, so put them together. Obviously I'm gonna love it. So yeah, I guess I could say it's a favorite genre. This is a marriage convenience between this human and this not human, and I think it's also like a friends to lovers as well. So yes, I think they're both like spares and they get married because of a political alliance. Like, that's marriage convenience right there. The next prompt is apples set in summer. I'm going to be reading If You Change Your Mind by Robbie Weber. This is about Harry, who is a screenwriter, and he's like going off to college, so it's like his last summer before college, I believe, but he's trying to finish off his script without distractions, and those distractions being boys. But his first love comes back and a new love comes in. Uh-oh. Anyway, so yeah, we've got set in summer, love triangle, gay. So obviously I'm hopefully going to love it. I'm having some trouble with YA contemporaries at the moment, but I believe because this is queer, hopefully, fingers crossed, I will love it as well. This actually comes out on June 1st in paperback from Harlequin, if you want to go pick it up. Next prompt is Brown Sugar, and that is a book with low expectations. I'm going to be reading Hush by Dylan Farrow. This, I actually have really no idea what it's about, to be honest. I have an arc of it from Nat Gully. It came out years ago. Low expectations, no expectations. And that's what I have going into this book, because I really don't know what it's about. Apparently it's like fantasy-ish. Hopefully it's adventure-y. Maybe. I don't know. Also, I'm calling this one Adventure because they have to go find Shara Wheeler. So they go on an adventure to find her. Fantasy, I'm pretty sure like it's adventure-y. You think fantasy, you think adventure. Not really an adventure, but you could like loosely say it's an adventure because he's like, his feelings are going on an adventure. I don't know. Anyway, the next prompt is cinnamon. So spice up your TBR. I'm going to be reading Hellfire by Marielle Pomeroy, I believe her name is. This is another fantasy romance about this girl who, I think her family gets killed and she needs to run to safety, so she runs to her family's like arch nemesis's court, makes a deal with him to stay safe. So giving me Hades Persephone vibes. I'm keen to read this. Apparently it's very sexy as well, which I'm all about. The next prompt is salt. So read a tearjerker. Now, I had no idea what to read for this prompt because I don't know what's gonna make me cry. Anyway, I asked in the Discord, I'm like, hey, what books have made you cry recently? And two books that I actually own popped up. One would be a reread if I chose it, and that is The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. I read this about 6 years ago. I can't remember if I cried or not, but this is a retelling of Achilles and Patroclus and their relationship. And then the other book that people were talking about was Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe. And this is queer as well. So I believe this is also like a reimagining of like those two smart people from back in the day. I'm so sorry. Anyway, so all I'm getting is read gay books and you'll cry. I don't know, I feel like that's a bit of a stereotype. I don't know which one I'm gonna pick up. Maybe I'll even pick up both, but we will see. And then the next prompt is egg. So read a book that's part of a series, and I'm going to be picking up This Poison Heart by Kaylin Bayron. This is kind of like a secret garden retelling. We've got Brie has a gift. She can grow an apple tree from seed in a heartbeat. Especially she's got like flower powers. Apparently it's really good. I really enjoyed Cinderella is Dead by this author. It does have a sequel coming out at the end of June, or maybe it's start of July, so that's why it's part of a series. Another book I'll be picking up for the Dessert-athon. Alrighty, so that is the Pastry Pirates TBR. Done. Next is clearursht. The bingo board, I'll put it up here if you want to see it. Like I said, I'm gonna try and get a blackout, but if I don't, that's okay. The first prompt is girls just wanna have fun. So read a book with multiple POVs. I'm going to be reading Some Girls Do by Jennifer Duggan. This is a YA contemporary about an out gay track star and a closeted bisexual teen beauty queen. Multiple POVs, as in they both have perspectives. So yeah, I'm keen, I'm into it. if you can probably tell, this round of clearursht is very 80s vibes. So the next prompt is NES, which is like the Nintendo system back then. And that is read a sci-fi. So I'm going to be reading The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. Yes, this was on my March TBR, but I didn't finish it. So I'm going to be finishing it this month. It's a sci-fi. It's also got multiple POVs, so I could read it for that prompt as well. It's like a found family sort of situation going on. I believe I've only read like 100 pages, so I can't really tell you much right now. The next prompt is Manic Monday. Read a book over the weekend so you don't have a Manic Monday. I don't know what I'll be using for that prompt, but probably one of the many books that you see here. Or maybe even one of my KU books. No, I can't read KU for this readathon. Oh gosh. So be one of these books. Maybe I have a book on my Kindle that I do own that I could use. Anyway, I'll use something for that prompt, but we can double up on this readathon, so I will do that. The next prompt is Walkman. So read a book you've been putting off, and I'll be reading Vespertine by Margaret Rogerson. This is a book that I was supposed to read in January. It was my January TBR, and I still haven't finished it because that's just what I am like right now. This is about this girl, Artemisia. Oh gosh, why can't I talk? Like, anyway, she is running from her past basically, and she gets possessed by this revenant, and there's someone chasing her. I hope I'll finish it this month because it was getting a bit boring. Like, it was very, very slow, but hopefully I will finish it this month. The next prompt is Breakfast Club. So read a book that has food themes or food on the cover, and I'm going to be reading, I'm really excited because I've had this forever but I have never read it, and that is With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. Just this cover like makes me like scream because it's just so beautiful. This is about Emily Santiago, who is a 17-year-old mother, and she just wants to cook. She loves cooking. She dreams of working in a kitchen after she graduates high school. So yeah, this has food themes obviously, and I can't wait to pick this book up. Just like, I really hope the inside is as beautiful as the outside. The next prompt is Polaroids. So read a book that has a character on the cover. I will be reading With the Fire and High for that prompt. Next prompt is Care Bears. So read a comfort read. Sure, one of them would be comforting. And then next prompt is Rainbow Bright. So read a book that has LGBTIA+ representation, and that could be many of the books I've already told you. But I've written this Poison Heart for that prompt because I have owned it for a while. But I could also use Some Girls Do. I could also use like Aristotle and Dante, and next is Pride Bingo. So I've only got a couple books on here because either my library didn't have some of the books for the prompts or I don't own them. Anyway, I'm going to start with the line that I want to complete, so the bingo I want to complete, which is the third horizontal line. And the first prompt is a queer BIPOC main character, and I'll be reading Take a Hint, Danny Brown by Talia Hibbert. This is a library book. I think it's the only library book on my TBR. So, it's not the only library book I have at the moment because I hate myself apparently. But this is the second book in the Brown Sisters trilogy. Danny Brown is bisexual, I believe, and she's black and she's fat. So I could also use it for queer fat main character, but I can't double up on prompts for this one, which is really annoying. But that is okay. I think this is like Grumpy Sunshine as well. Why are you flashing? Don't flash me. Okay, hang on. All right, next prompt is queer fat main character. I'll be reading Leah on the Offbeat by Becky Albertalli. I have had this book on my TBR for so long now. Didn't want to read it because I've been spoiled for it and I don't like that. Who they get with anyway. And then poly relationship, I'll be reading Learn My Lesson by Katie Robert. And the male-male relationship, I'll be reading If You Change Your Mind by Robbie Weber. I will also be reading for Bi main character Casey McKiston's Aikashara Wheeler. For the Aspect main character, I'll be reading Grimrose Girls. And for the FF relationship, I'll be reading This Poison Heart. And then I will also be reading The Fine Print by Lauren Asher for the first chapter book club. I'll link that down below. And then also the Full Moon book club pick of the month is The Bennett Women. I can't remember who that by, but I'll put that up here for you. So yes, I'll be reading that for some prompt as well. Anyway, my camera's flashing. So I don't know how I'm going to, anyway, I'll just tell you the prompts that I'll be reading for Not Safe for Workathon, and let's see if it'll work for me. So I'll be reading sperm donor, perianal tearing, breech, dilation, stretch marks, twins, back pain, water breaking, morning sickness, water birth, forceps or vacuum, first trimester, fourth trimester, parental leave, swollen boobs, leaky tits, prep the nursery, baby brain, and pregnancy cravings. So those are the prompts that I will be reading. I'll probably do a vlog for my Not Safe for Workathon. We'll just see how we go. But yes, that is my tentative June TBR. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know down below what you're reading for June. What readathons are you participating in? And yeah, don't forget you can like this video and subscribe if you want to see more by me. I'll see you next time. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!